So this is an episode that's overdue. I'm just going through videos that I didn't finish on the day I started them, but maybe you're watching this on February 9th and it makes perfect sense, and this is actually confusing. Who knows? Anyway, I just wanted to let you know this episode's a particular mess because I tried to add some of my cat on here and the purring isn't exactly the same as like a voiceover, but I think it's still interesting. But today is February 9th, the day of vibrancy, and we are reading from The Secret Language of Birthdays by Gary Goldschneider and Drew Stelfers. This is my Born on This Day ASMR series celebrating 365 birthdays. Thanks for watching, and let's get started. The colorful individuals born on February 9th are attracted by exciting happenings and, at the same time, generate a good bit of energy themselves. They are most often highly spontaneous and somewhat unrestrained, so it is their task to develop the capacity to buckle down when necessary. By directing their energies rather than scattering them, they can be far more productive. Also, by reining in some of their enthusiasm, they will be less likely to burn out prematurely or expose themselves to harmful influences. As family members or friends, February 9th people are often relied on to raise the spirits of those most troubled. Themselves no strangers to suffering, more highly evolved individuals born on this day are masters at taking profound, often painful experiences from their past and making them the basis for an uplifting attitude that can inspire others. They also have a way of... Crap, it disappeared, hold on. They also have a way of turning potentially negative situations to their advantage. Especially in later life, those born on this day are often known as people who have paid their dues, and having done so are capable of understanding the difficulties that others face with wisdom and compassion. They can often say with confidence, "I've been there before, and I know what it's like." In a word, February 9th people are survivors, and therefore hold out hope to those who are experiencing misfortune or struggling with life's challenges. Not surprisingly, their sympathy and insight is a highly sought-after commodity in their social circle. Some February 9th people may appear beaten down by their experiences as their body language speaks of emotional wear and tear, yet they still struggle to remain positive and vibrant anyway. Such profound and interesting people are engaged in a constant battle between the dark and light sides of their personality. They are fighters, aggressive, explosive, and unpredictable. When they are in a great mood, it is as if the sun is shining. When not, it is best for others to disappear quickly if they can. It requires a tremendous personal effort on the part of this type of volatile February 9th person to bring the more upsetting elements of him, herself, under control, assuming she has the inclination to do so. In fact, the willpower of those born on this day demonstrate this on specific occasions can be truly remarkable willpower, but unfortunately constancy and consistency of purpose can be sorely lacking. Many February 9th people are prone to self-pity and thus should avoid alcohol and other depressants like the plague. Most everyone born on this day will need to strive for stability in their lives, and part of this process involves depending on everything disappearing when you're trying to read along. Hold on. Depending on an understanding mate and or very close friends, cultivating their trust in general. Yes. Those born on this day in their weakness are scattered, troubled, and often long suffering. The strengths of those born on this day, they are colorful, alive, and productive. Numbers and planets. Those born on the 9th of the month are ruled by the number 9 and by the planet Mars. The number 9 is powerful in its influence on other numbers. Any number added to 9 yields that number. 5 plus 9 is 14. 1 plus 4 equals 5. And any number multiplied by 9 yields a 9. 9 times 5 is 45, and 4 plus 5 is 9. On February 9th, people are similarly able to influence those around them on all sides. The planet Mars is forceful and aggressive, embodying male energy, and for February 9th people of both sexes, such powerful energy is made all the more explosive by the influence of Uranus, ruler of Aquarius. The planets. Astrology traditionally speaks of 10 principal heavenly bodies which can be viewed from the Earth. The 2 luminaries, Sun and Moon, 3 inner planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and 5 outer planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. All of these, including Sun and Moon, are called planets, and each represents a different facet of the human personality. The names of the planets largely derive from classical Greek and Roman mythology and their symbolism, from the gods and goddesses which they represent. Every planet serves as an astrological indicator as well as a heavenly body. In this book, the rulership of both astrological signs and numbers by planets gives important clues to the personality of those born on each day. In Pluto, for both men and women, Martian energy is traditionally aggressive, adventuresome, highly motivated to succeed, and in general, unstoppable. Tarot, the 9th card of the major arcana, is the Hermit, who is usually depicted walking with a lantern and a stick. He represents meditation, isolation, and quietude. The Hermit also signifies crystallized wisdom and ultimate discipline. He is a taskmaster who motivates by conscience and guides others on their path. The positive indications of this card are stick-to-itiveness, purpose, profundity, and concentration. Negative qualities include dogmatism, intolerance, mistrust, and discouragement, underlining the tendency of certain February 9th people towards self-pity. However, the positive elements of this card should act as an inspirational model to all born on this day. The major arcana. Far more significant are the 22 cards known as the major arcana, which cannot be associated with the modern playing card deck. They are in all probability a concentrated version of Hermetic philosophy as later interpreted in the Kabbalah, alchemy, magic, and astrology. They comprise a psychological study of man in his relationship to the world of the spirit and to the physical world. Their symbolism is a type of shorthand for metaphysics and mysticism. Here are truths of so subtle and divine in order that to express them baldly in human language would be a sacrilege. Only esoteric symbolism can reveal them to the inner spirit of the seeker. The major arcana are numbered from 0 to 21, each bearing a title which to some degree describes the card. Each card represents a distinct principle, law, power, or element in nature. The designs in the cards also illuminate the life of man, his joys and sorrows, hopes and despairs. They further indicate his search for the wisdom which enables him to control his passions and help in his transition to higher spheres where he enters into things of the spirit. Any book on the occult will be more readily comprehended. Any of these 22 cards can be the foundation for a great deal of meditation and inner enlightenment. In addition to this, be convinced that there is some power present when the cards are read that directs their distribution. An extra physical power, now demonstrated in our universities as psychokinetic effect, cooperates with the unconscious muscular activities of the person using the deck and tends to affect the cards as they are shuffled and cut, so that when dealt, they fall into positions that have significance in relation to the subject to the reading. The Fool, card number 0, can, in a sense, be compared to the Joker in the modern deck of cards, in that it has no assigned place in the deck, but stands more or less alone. Some writers on the tarot, in order to carry out their own interpretation, place the Fool between the 20th and 21st cards, but there is no concrete evidence that this card belongs in that position, or, for that matter, as the first card in the major arcana, or the last. Rather, this is a separate card, a third part of the deck, the sum total of all. The keys. The Hermit. The Hermit is alone on a snowy mountain peak far above the weary climbers below, for whom he lights the way. His lantern is a 6-pointed star, suggesting, "Where I am, there you also may be." He is absolute wisdom, the goal of existence, while the Fool typifies the same absolute before manifestation. Consequently, tarot number 0 is a youth looking upward in the morning light, while tarot 9, the Hermit, is a bearded ancient looking down at night. Every practice in occult training aims at the union of personal consciousness with the cosmic will, which is the cause of all manifestations. Divinatory meaning: silent counsel, wisdom from above, prudence, a meeting with one who will guide the seeker on the path to material or spiritual goals, attainment, possible journey. Reversed: immaturity, foolish vices, refusal to grow old, the perpetual Peter Pan. Health. Those born on February 9th are prone in their darker moments to becoming depressed and ruminating on the problems of their lives. For this reason, they must avoid drugs which reinforce this tendency, notably alcohol. They must also be wary of mood elevators, which can throw them into an overexcited state. They would do well to pay more attention to their diets, which tend to lack sufficient planning and consideration of nutrients. Some born on this day don't eat regularly enough and may even go in an anorexic direction, another reason for avoiding drugs which raise their metabolism. Only mild physical exercise is here recommended, particularly regular daily walks, yoga, usually combined with meditation and breathing exercises, and or swimming. And if you go swimming, hopefully things will go swimmingly. Oh, good joke. Thanks. Advice: keep your chin up, don't let yourself be dragged down by the negativity of others, conserve your energies, consider carefully the effect you have on those around you and the demands you make of them. It is not always easy to know you. Yeah, I've thought about that because I feel like I'm just locking myself in this room to complete these videos, and even today it's actually February 25th and I started this on February 9th and got behind, and it's been tricky to make daily videos. But, you just gotta get in the habit of completing stuff, so that's what we're doing here, and I appreciate you watching these with me. Meditation, fate itself is the ultimate Zen master. And my cat has some closing remarks on personology. This is the end of this episode. We will have a video for each day of the year. Stay tuned.